Running injuries don't affect all bodies the same way. While men and women often follow similar training plans, new research shows their risks and vulnerabilities can diverge significantly, especially under stress. Factors like hormonal cycles, biomechanics, muscle composition, and even training culture shape how injury risk develops in male versus female runners. Yet for decades, most injury prevention advice has been one size fits all. That's changing fast. For female runners, the most distinct variable is the hormonal cycle, particularly fluctuations in estrogen and progesterone. These hormones influence ligament laxity, joint stability, and muscle recovery. During certain phases, like the late luteal or early follicular phases, connective tissues may be slightly more vulnerable due to increased laxity and altered neuromuscular coordination. This doesn't mean women are inherently fragile, but it does mean timing matters. High-stress workouts or races during these windows might increase the risk of ligament sprains or overuse injuries, especially if recovery is inadequate. Bone stress injuries also appear more frequently in female runners, particularly those with low energy availability, when caloric intake doesn't meet training demands. This can lead to hormonal disruptions like menstrual irregularity, which in turn weakens bone density over time. Known as relative energy deficiency in sport, REDS, this condition is increasingly recognized as a key injury driver. The concern is especially high among competitive or recreational runners aiming to stay lean, who may unintentionally underfuel. These injuries often appear suddenly, but the groundwork is laid months earlier through an invisible erosion of tissue integrity. Male runners face their own unique patterns. They're more likely to suffer from tendon overload issues, Achilles tendinopathy, patellar tendinitis, and hamstring strains, often linked to higher muscle mass, greater explosive power demands, and different neuromuscular loading strategies. Men also tend to push harder on high-effort days and may take fewer rest days, especially in competitive environments. While this can lead to impressive gains in the short term, it increases the risk of acute mechanical failures if fatigue or tightness is ignored. Biomechanically, the picture is just as complex. Women typically have wider pelvises relative to their femurs, leading to different Q angles at the knee, which can alter how forces are distributed during running. This can contribute to conditions like iliotibial band syndrome or patellofemoral pain syndrome, especially when training load ramps up without adequate strengthening of the glutes and hips. Men, on the other hand, may load the calves and lower back more aggressively, increasing their risk for calf strains and lower spine stress. Perhaps most critically, research is now showing that stress responses differ by gender. Under equivalent workloads, women may report higher subjective fatigue and slower neuromuscular recovery, especially in the absence of recovery strategies like sleep and proper nutrition. Men may report fewer warning signs, but have a higher tendency to ignore or downplay discomfort. Both approaches carry risk, one rooted in underestimating early strain, the other in enduring it too long. The upside is that these insights are helping shape smarter, more individualized training programs. For women, this might include aligning intense workouts with hormone-friendly phases of the menstrual cycle, or more closely monitoring bone health through nutrition and hormonal markers. For men, it may mean more focused soft tissue care, better tendon management, and built-in rest periods to interrupt chronic overload. The message here isn't that one gender is more prone to injury than the other, it's that the pathways to injury are different. And treating runners as interchangeable can delay diagnosis, misdirect training, and ultimately sideline more athletes than necessary. Injury prevention must be personalized, and that includes accounting for sex-based biological and biomechanical factors. Understanding gender-specific risks doesn't mean making training easier for one group or harder for another. It means being smarter, more responsive, and better prepared. In running, knowledge is strength, and the more we understand the body's differences, the better we can protect it from breakdown.